Sometimes you got to start small, and I mean real small, and I'm going to cover here a few more what I call tiny tools coming up. I'm Roger, welcome to the shop, and sometimes you got to work on things that are small, and I mean sometimes just flat tiny, or maybe you're doing some craft work with jewelry or other small items and you need some tiny tools. What I'm going to cover here are a few things that I found on Amazon that have come in quite handy, and what I'm going to start with here is this set of very fine point tweezers. And you can get down and pick up some very small items with this. I mean, this is an extremely sharp point. It's also good for some of that self-surgery you have to do when you got a sliver in your finger. You need to kind of dig it out a little bit. Won't go into details on that, but these work good for that. No, they're not surgical, but you can sterilize them different ways. Dip them in some whiskey or something, or alcohol. Heat them up, whatever. It's good for getting out slivers, digging out that kind of thing. And if you're working with extremely small items, printed circuit items, surface mount components, these are very good for that. There's several different forms in here. Straight, 45 degree, a couple different ones there. Ones with little spatulas, a couple of those. So it's an ideal thing. There'll be a link in the description for these if you'd like to get a set. They were not expensive. Do you need them? Maybe. But when you do need them, you're going to need them. So it's one of those things. Next I want to talk about, and this is from Yakima's, and I bought some other things from them. It's a Chinese company, and these are diamond files. 160 by 4 millimeter 10 piece. There's a bunch of different shapes here. And by diamond files, I mean they have industrial diamond on the surface here. And how well they would last, you know, it's not a real high-end item, but it works. Of course, they aren't for filing diamonds. And if you're a jeweler, you knew that. But that's got a good surface on it, and it's performed for what I have needed them for, and those little odd times when you need some little microfiles. And there's different shapes here. There's rat tail and three-sided, and or I call triangular. The cant saw, the flats, lots of different shapes. Bound to find what you need in here. This set also was not all that expensive. There'll be a link in the description. You can also get a set of tiny files at like Harbor Freight, but the quality of those is extremely poor. And if you're trying to do anything with anything harder than, let's say, aluminum, brass, or copper, they're going to dull real quick. These will do steel. I haven't tried them on like cobalt or some real hard stainless alloy, but for the different things I've needed these for in small areas, they've worked perfect. Next thing I wanted to show you here is for micro drills, and this is also made by Yakima's, and it's on Amazon. There'll be a link in the description for it if you'd like to get one. This will fit into either an impact driver or a drill. But what I like about this is it goes all the way down to 0.3 millimeter. That is extremely small. And I have a set of bits here, and I'm going to try to get one of these 0.3 ones out, and I'll have to use my micro tweezers to do it. I'm going to lay this on top of something white here so you can see just how small that drill bit is. And there are times, especially if you work with jewelry or printed circuits, where you're going to need to have something that small. Just open up the chuck on this. Of course, it would be in your drill, which would make it a whole lot easier to tighten down. It was. There we go. That's how small you can go with that. And I did do a video a while back on a micro drill you could buy. But that's a standalone thing, and you have to plug it in, and it has its own little power and speed control. But this will fit right in your drill or impact driver. Of course, with a bit that tiny, you're going to have to be extremely careful, because I mean, you could break that real easy. This goes all the way up to 6.5 millimeter at the wide end of it. But if you're doing things that are really tiny and you're working with very tiny stuff, Not necessarily that small, but this is a real handy thing to have, and it's not that expensive. Okay, so if you're wondering about the drill bits, I believe I got these on Amazon. It would have been quite a while ago. I will look to see if I could find these again, and if so, I'll put the link in the description. This is a 20-piece set of 0.3 to 1.6 millimeter. I picked this up because I needed some of the tiny bits for some printed circuit board work I was doing. So there's another description of what I call tiny tools and a few things that have come in extremely handy. None of them are expensive. They're nice to have if you work on tiny items or you're doing jewelry or small crafting. They're ideal to have. So again, I'll put links in the description for these. These were not provided to me to demonstrate or anything. I bought everything here, and I've kind of accumulated over a little period of time. I thought it'd be a good time to show this. So again, not compensated by anybody. This is my own opinion, and I'm showing what I got. So if you got anything out of this, appreciate getting a thumbs up. Always helps the channel. Of course, we're always looking for subscribers. Thanks for watching. I'm Roger in the shop. We'll see you in the next one.